Hello everyone. So in this video I'll be talking about the First Punic War. So there's 3 Punic wars that actually happened, but in this video I'll be specifically talking about the First Punic War, and I might talk about the Second and Third Punic War in future videos. So this is Rome, and this red portion is the size of Rome during the early 3rd century BC. And as you can see, Rome has taken almost all of Italy by now. And Rome was one of the mightiest empires at its time. And Rome, the whole war was between Rome and another place called Carthage. And Carthage was this purple place over here. And Carthage was actually a place from a few settlers, and then it grew to become a mighty empire like Rome. And the Carthaginian Empire had the best navy. And that's how it conquered places like the Balearic Islands and Corsica and Sardinia, and Carthage was also one of the mighty empires. And so this is a map of 264 BC, and as you can see, Rome has the whole of Italy at the time, but the whole war goes on in Sicily. So Sicily is this island thing over here, and this is the city of Syracuse, and this green spot is Syracuse, and Syracuse was fighting or competing with Carthage for taking control of Sicily. Rome wasn't at the time involved in this dispute, and Carthage had taken over this western part, leaving Sicily for this part. And then, all of a sudden, the Mamertines came. So the Mamertines were settlers, and they were actually from the Mediterranean Sea, and they came all the way and settled at Messana. And at Messana, they attacked and sieged the city. They took it over, but Syracuse didn't like it. The Mamertines were like invaders to Syracuse. So what Syracuse did was Syracuse invaded the Mamertines. And the Mamertines weren't as powerful as Syracuse, so the Mamertines called for Carthage and Rome for help. So Carthage immediately agreed because Carthage and Syracuse were long enemies for controlling Sicily. So Carthage helped the Mamertines, and then the Mamertines also asked Rome for help. And Rome knew that Carthage had already signed in to help the Mamertines, and they knew that Carthage might take over Sicily. So the Romans were a little reluctant, but then they agreed. And as you can see, the Carthage and Rome were having a big dispute. Both of them, after some time helping the Mamertines, both of them felt like owning the whole of Sicily. They didn't want to share Sicily. They wanted to fight. They wanted to have full control of Sicily. So then that's when the war begins with Rome and Carthage. And Syracuse wasn't as strong as neither of them. So Syracuse immediately gave in to Rome. So Syracuse had to pay some tribute to Rome, and then Syracuse supplied the Roman army. So then Rome and Carthage began fighting, and Syracuse became an ally of Rome because Rome sieged Syracuse. And Carthage and Rome fought, and one of the places where they fought was at Agrigentum here, which would be located over here. And they fought many wars in Sicily as well as in the sea. Now, Carthage was known as the naval masters. They were the best at making ships and naval armies, meaning armies in the sea. But the Romans weren't that good. They weren't experts in naval tactics, the Romans were good in land fighting, having land armies, and that's how they captured all the southern parts of Italy and northern parts, like the Tuscans. So when the Romans and Carthage and the Carthaginian Empire fought in the sea, then immediately Carthage got the upper hand. And when this happened, Rome adapted to learning to go to sea battle. Rome started making their own navy, and Carthage had so Rome had the upper hand in land fighting, and Carthage had the upper hand in sea fighting. So Carthage defeated Rome in the sea, but Rome defeated Carthage in the land. So once after this war actually took 23 years. It ended in 241 BC. And Rome, around the 10 years in the war, Rome started getting more victories. It slowly started getting more victories in the sea than Carthage, because after building up its navy for years. So at the end of the war, Rome won because Rome had made its own navy. And when Rome won, Rome took over Sicily, and it also took over Sardinia and Corsica. And Carthage had to pay a tribute to Rome. It had to pay a lot to Rome. But another problem for Carthage, this made Carthage a double bad stuff. And Carthage had to also pay the soldiers it had, because the soldiers Carthage used were mercenaries, and mercenaries are hired soldiers. So Carthage had to pay them too. And because Carthage had to pay them, Carthage had two stuff to pay. And Carthage couldn't do that, so Carthage didn't pay the mercenaries. And then the mercenaries did an uprise, but then Carthage immediately blocked it. So that was just a 2-year war. But Carthage still hadn't given up its hope on taking over Rome. So Carthage has started the Second Punic War. But since this is just the First Punic War, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and in future videos I might make the Second and Third Punic Wars. So bye!